But I've been liking the 75. We had a really good day with this deck yesterday. This list has been so fun. Just kind of hoping to get the elusive trophy with it. It does feel kind of lost in the sauce, but I'm kind of into it. Let's keep this hand too. This hand needs to draw land or be able to trigger Connive, but I think this is good enough to keep. What was the fourth card of my Pioneer Bloodsun deck? I mean, this is not really a deck so much as it is like it's an Narset. I guess I haven't seen like the Lotus Field deck being played much in leagues lately, but I kind of feel like that's just because the Lotus Field deck is boring and nobody wants to play it more than anything else. Yeah, is this Murktide again? I don't think the Murktide matchup's that bad, but I do feel like I'm tired of playing against the Murktide deck like 5 times a stream every stream. Bauble will be the best draw by a lot. Second Manufactor is not that good. They don't have bolts though. The Shredder is likely to be able to block since it doesn't die to heat at the moment. Yeah, I think the Wilderness Reclamation Riveteer's Charm deck probably never actually ends up getting there, despite me like really wanting it to. Oh, brutal. Okay, I guess we'll discard the Manufactor. They found Delirium, did kill the Shredder with Heat. I guess I get to at least Connive. Discard Manufactor to unearth in a couple turns, or potentially next turn if I go like land, unearth, Manufactor, Connive. Yeah, people love to play this deck for sure. It's just so popular too. Maybe we actually go Unearth Shredder, then play Shadowspear to Connive this turn. It's kind of awkward to not get to... Yeah, no, I think it's just better to play this turn. Then we can get Cookbook off the Saga next turn. Unearth Manufactor. Generally be in better shape. Alright, we have a dead Shredder. Although they were probably not supposed to use the treasure on that, right? Okay, they were also supposed to attack with Ragavan before using Iteration, I think. Daredevil on top. Wouldn't have hated to draw Daredevil, although it's fine to not have it here, I guess. Okay, we do have the potential to have a big turn here. I think we need to draw not a Time Sieve though. Kind of like anything besides Time Sieve. So I think this part's easy, but then I'm not really sure what we're doing. We can sack a Clue token looking for a land, sacking my treasure. I think I'll just cast the Shadowspear with my extra mana, pass back. Hope that they can't kill my Manufactor. They've already used 2 heats. Bummer. Think Shredder will be better in Blue-Red Phoenix Control or Blitz and Pioneer. I don't know that it matters. Like what deck gets better in those specific shells, because it's like it is very clearly like Shredder is like very clearly like one of the best cards in Pioneer at this point in my opinion, and it doesn't matter if it's better in Delver or Phoenix or Control. It does just go in all those decks. What matters is which one of those decks is the best, if that makes sense. Alright, so down 3 Civs, 1 Manufactor, and then the Shadowspear, 4th Shredder, or first Emry. Got the 4th Emry. Yeah, but I think like, you know, once you determine that Shredder goes in those decks for sure, it just kind of matters which of those decks is the best, rather like how powerful is Shredder individually in the deck. Got any spicy brews I'm working on behind the scenes? I mean, I always do. We've been talking about them a little bit, but Not a lot that's like super ready at the moment, unfortunately. Gonna try to fix that tonight. Kind of a tough hand. Kind of a tough hand. I think I'm gonna keep. And then I also think I'm gonna play Saga on turn 1. Where playing Saga turn 1 means I get a cookbook before they get Blood Moon down. It also means that if I draw a blue source, I can play Shredder turn 2. And it just like gets my engine going a turn sooner in a hand that is kind of clunky. Between Blue Red Blitz, Phoenix, and Control, what do I think is the best? I think Phoenix is the best. At least that's what I've had the most success with. There's also Blue Red Delver. Blue Red Delver is a deck that I was, liking as well. But like the reality is you just kind of have to spend millions of hours with these cards to know for sure. Because there's just so many ins and outs to the cases. Okay, I think that I'm going to want to go discard Shredder. Play Swamp. Unearth Shredder. Hopefully this resolves and I get my Connive. Though it looks like they have a counter spell. Not the end of the world. We get to play Asmo's second cookbook Bauble. How much time a week do you think I spend investing in the stream, between stream, off brewing stream, etc.? It depends on week to week. Like some weeks are just more productive than others, but I would say like I spend around 30 to, on a good week, 35 hours actually live, and I spend like so land off the top is so huge here because there's go manufacture double cookbook. I spend like 35 hours a week live. I probably spend 20 hours a week prepping, working on brews, trying things out, playtesting, and I spend probably like 25 hours on channel Fireball stuff a week. So, and I would probably spend like around 70 hours on average, probably a week, on stuff in general. Did not realize I did that much off stream. Yeah, I do a ton off stream. I mean, that's like, I don't know. I don't know at least any other way to like be successful on Twitch, but no matter what, it always comes back to that Croaky's tweet, right? It always comes back to that Croaky's tweet, where when I was like first getting into the game, first getting into streaming, Croaky's, who's the most popular Magic streamer, tweeted that Magic content is lazy and boring to watch. And it really just kind of like messed with my head, like why the most popular Magic streamer was saying something like that. But like the reality is it's just very easy. It's very easy, and like especially back then, where like a lot of players were doing was just like firing up like decks at top 8 of the challenge without changing anything, playtesting them on stream, playing the same things all week, every week, and I just kind of decided then that I didn't want my stream to be lazy and boring to watch. Probably should draw a card first because I might find another Manufactor. We're just so ahead here, I'm not sure how we really lose. And yeah, my advice to anybody who's really trying to break into the streaming Magic on Twitch game is definitely to spend a lot of time off stream prepping. Like at least when you're starting, like as much time off stream prepping as streaming is like a good ratio to aim for. Kind of surprised I didn't heat the. I guess I can replay this off Emry. Caddy, the 2 months. Thank you. Welcome back. So we have 4 treasure tokens. Obviously, this Manufactor is going pretty crazy. Let me just check another clue. Okay, so we'll go now. Shredder, Bauble, connive this away. And then might as well Springleaf Drum, tap for whites, blue. That is great. Thanks for variety. Yeah, the variety is really, really important. And another thing, if you're trying to get into Magic content, it's like it's really easy to like, this is definitely a trap I kind of fell into for a little while. But it's easy to like start to get viewers with one deck. Like, You know, maybe you're like a Yawgmoth specialist or a Murktide specialist or a Hammer specialist, and people start watching you just for that. And it's like, it's very easy to like understand, oh, my viewers are going to dip if I start playing this deck. But you really have to, like, if you're going to, find success as a Magic content creator, I think you have to play a lot of different decks and try a lot of different things. Do I have a good Monomite Hammer list I like at the moment? I haven't been playing it. For the most part, I recommend splashing blue, playing 1 copy of Reality Chip, playing some blue sideboard cards. Probably can't mulligan this. Pretty weak to a turn 1 Ragavan on the draw, though. So I'm going to play my cookbook and then think about casting this Bauble or not. I think that it's close. I guess I'll go ahead and Bauble. I'll Bauble now because I could draw I could draw a Unearth that would probably make me discard the Manufactor end of turn, and I could draw a Daredevil that would make me just want to loot Daredevil away. But I get to cast the Emry next turn anyways. What are my favorite kinds of decks to play? My favorite kinds of decks to play are brews because I get really excited about sharing ideas and trying new things. But I also generally like to play decks that have a lot of decisions in them. Decisions are, usually my favorite thing to do in Magic. Alright, so just going to be in on Urza Saga tokens a little bit here. My opponent has not prioritized getting islands this game, so it's possible that they sided out their Blood Moon, seeing it wasn't that good game 2. I can't remember how quickly they resubmitted for game 3, actually. That would have been something to pay attention to. Dress Down's going to be real bad if they have it, though. I'm envious that decisions you tend to make are impactful. I don't experience many games where I do anything that affects the outcome. Well, I mean, I'm playing the same game you are, you know what I mean? Like, it's possible that you're playing a deck that... I mean, there are basically every deck's have decision points that matter. I would say that it's likely you're just, like, not evaluating some decisions you're making as being important or impactful when they actually are, if that makes sense. We just win here, right? Yeah, we just win. Oh, I guess I was supposed to... Oh, shoot. I was supposed to play this off the Urza Saga, because now I have to go sack here for the Time Sieve. And I actually have to sack one of my cookbooks instead of just, like, just sacking all the tokens and winning the game for sure. Still in good shape, but if we can just take an extra turn here, which now we just have the Asmo, so we should be good. So we go discard here, play Asmo, play Cookbook. Then we have a treasure token from the discard that we can use to sack a clue, play the second Cookbook. And then we can sack the 5 treasures, 2 food, and the clue. Guess we might as well just do this first. No, we still have to sack one of the cookbooks. Still have to sack one of the cookbooks. We get another cookbook next turn off the Saga, and then that should be game, because then we get to start just, get second cookbook, discard card, spend 2 mana to discard card, spend 2 mana, sack clue, discard card, take an extra turn, and then we get to do the wonderful meme of, but how do you win from here? But we are actually infinite at this point. And once we find a Daredevil, we get to start. Once we find a Daredevil, we get to start, getting through here. And we will find a Daredevil. Okay, I like this hand. What matchups do you want to cut Reanimator? Most interactive matchups, control matchups, matchups that are going to have graveyard hate against you. Like the issue with like trying to play sideboard games with mono black against graveyard hate is that you're mono black, and you don't have Prismatic Ending, you don't have Vindicate, you don't have green cards to blow up artifact and enchantment hate. And like one way to beat that is to sideboard a lot of Prismatic Endings and try to remove that. But I think the better plan is to just become like the mono black coffers mid-range deck, which is, I think at this point, a pretty tried and true and good strategy. I'm either putting back Bauble, Emry, or Asmo here. I think I have to keep the Daredevil. Why don't we put back the Asmo? Common Fruit Twitch, thank you for the Twitch Prime, appreciate you. And like, what's good about this too is like people are going to be bringing in Relic, Rest in Peace, whatever against you, and they are also like, oh, dude, Tron is like our worst matchup. They are like never. Oh, and I've been making so many like stupid misclicks today. It's been very frustrating. Just one of those off days, I guess. But this is one of our worst matchups, and it definitely does not get much better when you just forget to cast your Emry. I think I cast the Emry now, or missequence there. It's been such an off day today. Probably good to play the Bauble turn 1 since they have Sentinel. I usually hold it for drawing Shredder. And we did cut the Fulminator Mages from the sideboard, which make this matchup worse than it has been previously even. That being said, confirmed Eldrazi Tron, which I think makes things better. I think I should prioritize getting both cookbooks into play this turn. Getting both cookbooks into play and killing the Ballista with Asmo. Although we don't need to main phase the Ballista kill, I guess. You have to main phase this, otherwise they can untap, put a counter kill before I get the extra food. One Walking Ballista in this deck. Nice. In my deck? I don't know why you would want a Walking Ballista. You could maybe say why you'd want it. Doesn't seem like something I'm interested in. Could possibly be better to like ignore the Ballista. Yeah, I'm really happy if they just do this and I get to keep my food to sack to the Time Sieve. We're going to lose to Karn. Thought Not Seer would be pretty bad for us this turn too. But maybe we'll just go like Smasher, equip Caller. Wormcoil is A-okay as well. Another cookbook off the top would probably be close to best draw, if not best draw. Is it correct to, I don't know if I'm supposed to make a Saga token here. I feel like this is like really not what this game is about. My opponent doesn't have, they don't seem to have, I should say, Thought Not Seer in their hand. If they top deck a Thought Not Seer and take the Time Sieve, it's a big problem. But I don't know, making an Urza Saga token and like going like Saga token, third cookbook, take 2 extra turns, hit them with Saga tokens. That's probably gonna that might even win the game by itself. They didn't equip Warping Whale. Yeah, Warping Whale's probably a good read. Although, sorry, never mind. Like this just has Death Touch Lifelink. Why would you? Yeah, why would you equip? Yeah, it's already a Basilisk. The like thorns in this do kind of look like the spikes on Collar, just a little bit. It's interesting that you make so often. Yeah, you don't make that many constructs with this deck. It's also true, like especially post board, the plan of just making big Urza Saga constructs is just like not that good of a plan in Modern. It's very slow. People are really used to playing around it. So we're probably making another token. Oh, that's interesting. If I make another token and play Time Sieve, I can't play another Saga this turn. And I am pretty incentivized to play another Saga this turn so that I can get my 4th cookbook and faster. So I think I'm just supposed to not make a token. Oh no, the 4th cookbook's in the yard. The 4th cookbook's in the yard. When did it go to the graveyard? That must have been off Emry. Aren't I already infinite? I'm not already infinite, am I? How am I infinite? I'm taking, effectively 3/5 of a turn every turn. I can take 2 turns here. I do, I guess, get to Gigantha in the hand. Attack for 7. Yeah, Manufacturer top deck's going to be game winning. We get to make another Saga token, take another turn next turn. We probably get to take at least 2 more turns. Attack first. Yeah, I should have attacked first, but they're definitely blocking with a Matter Shaper, so I was kind of thinking it didn't matter. Okay, but they didn't block with Matter Shaper, so it did matter. Pop a cookbook to get back Emry, then get cookbook back next turn. We're not making a token off of it that turn or the following turn either, effectively. I think that we need the, and then I can't take this extra turn that I'm about to take right now. No way, they hit second Matter Reshaper. It's so frustrating because I'm pretty sure they were dead if they didn't hit something relevant here. Although we're still able to take at least one more turn here. Emry is a good pickup. Make another token. I guess I'm going to grab Nihil Spellbomb as a good card to sacrifice. I can go Emry. Emry's GG. Yeah, it should be. Okay, go back to den. Okay, winning game 1 against E-Tron is nice. Obviously, having the luck to dodge Karn the Great Crater is really nice as well. Why don't I bring in my Pithing Needle and my Thought Seizes maybe, and my Bone Shards maybe. Why not Shadowspear heal and kill them with Trample? I mean, it doesn't matter. We're also just killing them with infinite turns, right? And tomato. Definitely need the Bone Shards. I don't think I want the Aether Spellbomb. I don't want the Nihil Spellbomb. I probably don't want the Shadowspear. Do think out the Thoughtseizes. Maybe I'm cutting 1 Unearth 2 Shredders. Do we need Pending for Chalice? Maybe. It feels like that's maybe overboarding when we're bringing in Bone Shards and Thoughtseizes for Karn, which is kind of the more problematic card. I think it's probably over sideboarding to also bring in Prismatic Ending. Chalice and Needle gets me. Yeah, I forgot about the Needle. Okay. Okay, we should probably have brought in the endings. Forgot that they have Needle of Saga. Although we're gonna keep this hand, I think. Put a Moles to 5. So happy to have a Thoughtseize against the Mole to 5. We have a turn 1 Relic. We have a Needle for that. I think I am Thoughtseizing on turn 1. I'm Licensed Hearse and Relic. And Urza Saga for Needle. Delta's a good draw, so I can make some Saga tokens, though. I think they're supposed to hearse me. I don't think they're supposed to relic me there. But I'm going to go cast Needle. I think my opponent's really likely to tap the hearse in response, but I think I'm going to name Relic of Progenitus, because they probably have more relics than they have hearses, and I don't know if I care too much about this like larger creature body than I do about the relic. And it's also true, like I can just kind of hold the hearse hostage a little bit, and if I have this in my hand, they're not going to discard they're not going to tap this end of turn. Second Daredevil's kind of interesting. Just gonna, I think, get a, I guess, Watery Grave and make a big token here, though. They shouldn't tap the hearse end of turn. Is it Thought-Knot Seer? Chalice on 1, Ballista on 2. Ballista equals 2. So I guess they're going to try to set up for their Caller on Ballista game plan, but that gets thwarted by my Asmo. So yeah, let me not make a token here. Float a colorless here. Or sorry, not discard here so that I can just blank the hearse now that I have 2 cookbooks. I go discard Daredevil, they'll hearse in response, I'll just discard Daredevil again. Did you make a food? If they hearse, create Saga token in response. Yeah, I guess that was better actually. Good line, good line. And we're gonna get to attack for 9, 10, 11. Any reason to kill Ballista now? I guess they can kill my Asmo by spending 4 mana if I don't. Moves to 6 months. Any updates to Anvil? Not lately, no. Not lately. I think for the 6 months, though. Okay, I think I'm supposed to kill this now in case they needle my Asmo. No, I would actually like wait rather than needle Asmo than needle Cookbook. They do fall for the trap, or at least like what I'm presuming to be a trap. But this deck just like folds so hard if you can't Cookbook. Like your Time Sieve's turned off, your Manufactors are turned off. There we go. I love to get immediately rewarded here as I'm just taking infinite turns. Tiger Joe, thank you for Twitch Prime, appreciate you. Cool. Yeah, drawing Manufactor Time Sieve is just like unreal levels of reward. Okay, let's keep this. Yeah, I'm going to DreamHack. It's like, I don't know. I don't think I would travel probably for DreamHack. Maybe I would, but it is like it is very close to where I live. Be kind of silly not to go. 2 Esper Sentinels. Unreal. Just play Shredder here. Gonna be fine. Paying the Sentinel tax for now, I guess. Is the 4th Time Sieve touchable? I think that, so you touch it in sideboard games. You cut Time Sieve in sideboard games for matchups where you want to be less in on it. What are they do? Why are they attacking into my Shredder? What is this? It's Blacksmith Skill? Oh, I probably should have read Blacksmith Skill. I think it's still fine to just make them use it though. I was kind of... Oh, I could just like discard a spell here, right? Okay, both players I think got a little stun locked there. I think I want to get the Springleaf Drum down so I can just use more mana on my turns for these Sentinels. And I also get to go cast Cookbook, Connive. Yeah, so like, what is DreamHack besides there's just like a qualifier tournament there? Is it like a convention? Is it like a gaming convention? Yeah, what's going on at DreamHack? Esports? Yeah, they sent me like a creator pass thing, and they said they gave me like the option to sign up to like stream from the DreamHack thing, like at one of their PCs, but I don't know what I would do there, or if that would be in any way engaging or entertaining. Let me actually discard here so that I can have a food token for sure, even if I don't want to cast the second cookbook. Oh, I guess I wish I had those. And yeah, but I don't want to cast the second cookbook into the Sentinels. I think this is fine. A big gaming convention with pro tournaments. A lot of people land, do meet and greets, have a concert. Okay, I'm sure it'll be fun. I'm sure it'll be lots of fun. Okay, Time Sieve is an interesting draw. I think I'm attacking with just the flyers here. And then just passing, making a Saga token, holding up the Asmo activation, and I could maybe just set up for like Time Sieve, take one extra turn, kill him in the air. Yeah, DreamHack is a Swedish origin? I don't know anything about DreamHack, really. They have 2 hammers? 2 hammers is pretty bad for us, huh? I guess I could beat 2 hammers by going Asmo on the Thopter now. If I go Asmo on the Thopter now, then I get to go block there, block somewhere else. Yeah. Yeah, I think I only really lose to 2 hammers, right? So it makes sense to Asmo this now. Yeah, let it go. Oh, if they let it go, then I guess that ended up being a good call, huh? Oh, no, if they have 2 hammers, they just do this. So they just let it go, and then they do this. Right. No, they just cast both hammers on a Thopter. Yeah, but then it loses flying, and we get to block. Yeah, but they also just do this. I don't think there's a way to play around this, though. I don't think I have any outs off the Shredders, either. So I guess I was supposed to leave back a Shredder, huh? I was supposed to leave back a Shredder. Tough game. I think this has been my cyber plan of this matchup. Yeah, there wasn't any way to get 4 food that game either, right? Because if I played the cookbook in my hand, I'd have 2 cards to discard. Or I guess I could have gone second cookbook from a hand, Giganthan hand, and let them draw 1 card off Sentinel. We could have sacked everything to take an aggro extra turn. Yeah, I know we could have done that too, but then like it's just not lethal unless we draw something, right? Went to DreamHack. I had to wait 45 minutes to pick up my badge. I remember I went to an anime convention once. It took me like 2.5 hours to pick up my badge or something like that. Like, I've never seen a line that long in my entire life. This was like 2012 or something. You have to go to 5? Bummer. Drew for the 9 months. Thank you. Welcome back. think knowing we're playing as a Sentinel deck, I'll play Bauble turn 1. The really big Acons at 50,000 people. Jeez. Yeah, that was the only one I've ever been to. It was fun though. I'd go again. I guess it's been like 10 years, huh? The idea when registration opens, I don't know. They sent me a registration thing, or like they tweeted, if you're a content creator, message us and we'll get you in, and I took them up on it. But I would have assumed that general registration would have been like open already, because it's like, it's only in 2 weeks actually. Like I'm kind of surprised it's not already available. Okay, just gonna Bauble Drum here, I guess. They didn't hammer their Sentinel last turn. I think they probably should have if they had it. So we're gonna hope that they break this turn and we are able to draw out of this. Coming to India for Gen Con? Nah. I don't know. Like, I just moved into the house. I got a lot of work to do around the house. Don't have time for, like, I like traveling to too many tournaments. Especially when, for like conventions and stuff where I don't know anybody and there's not anything like super specific I want to see. Okay, so if we cast Manufactor and we cast Bauble, oh, I guess we could just pay for the Sentinel. Pay for the Sentinel by tapping the Springleaf Drum, and continue to be on that hope and cope plan for one more turn. But next turn, my opponent is going to be able to get a hammer off their Saga and kill me with the Nexus. So I need to draw a cookbook. Oh, they were just dead. Just dead. Just dead. What product do I use in my hair? I use this. Awkward 6. Probably have to keep on 6 though. I'm running low too. I don't have that much left, so it works pretty well though. It works pretty well, but I'll probably just like go to a store and ask if they have any goop. We're playing against Meebo, just noticed. Okay, we're definitely going to win this match. Because I just draw so freaking perfect against Meebo every single time. Well, maybe today's the day where we don't. I don't know, just like one cookbook, we're in really good shape here. This is a Naya deck. Naya deck with all red fetches, so playing against creativity. So that Aether Spellbomb was better than I expected it to be. Okay, let's play the Manufactor, and then if my opponent kills the Manufactor, I can go like Shredder, Unearth, Connive. Try to get back into it a little bit. Mr. Deck Tech, can I do quick debrief white sideboard changes? Yeah, the Fulminator Mages didn't seem that important in the sideboard. Like, one, they weren't that synergistic outside of Unearth, and the Titan matchup was already pretty good. Tron matchup wasn't that bad. And most of our losses felt like they were to like either Hammer Time having a fast start, or to opposing Saga decks needling our cookbook. And it feels like playing the White Splash really solves basically all of those problems. I guess I keep the Shadowspear in hand to connive next turn a bit better. Might be getting creativity here though. I meant to mute my cough. I muted the alerts instead. Oh man. Pro streamer. We never keep the land in hand for future connive. No, we have Daredevil in hand, so like when you have Daredevil in hand, you don't really need to worry about future connive too much. Okay. That Timber cool. Asmo is actually pretty good against the Emrakul, so I'm happy to see it here. And we actually saw my opponent reveal 43 cards, which likely means that there's a Sarah's Emissary in their hand. So the Aether Spellbomb is really good. Let me cut the Nihil Spellbomb. Let me cut the Shadowspear. I probably want to keep all 4 copies of Time Sieve. I probably want to keep most of the Unearths. Maybe we could trim 1 since they are on Prismatic Ending. And then Teferi Time Raveler is usually very good in this matchup. Just gonna play a couple of these, and maybe we do go -1 Emry, -1 Manufactor. Or deck tech's unavailable. You can always do the donate for deck tech option, but the channel point deck techs are on a timer, and if you don't see them, they're currently on a cooldown. Okay, we can keep this hand pretty similar to last game, where we have turn 1 Spellbomb, and we really hope it doesn't get Prismatic Endinged, but we are going to play the Spellbomb turn 1, Emry turn 2. Ever thought about Thought Scour in the Dimir Shadow deck? Curious what I think about it. Yeah, I've played Thought Scour in the earlier versions. I think it's unnecessary, especially like when you just like compare it to like Blue Red Murktide. You don't need Thought Scour there either. You're fine with just the Considers. I'm actually gonna lead on the Saga here so that I can go turn 3 Cookbook Manufactor, and then that is a good draw when I'm on the Cookbook plan. You can probably afford to get Basic Island here. It doesn't likely matter very much, though. I guess it matters if I mill over both my white sources. Not the case. Another Manufactor and 2 more Cookbooks, so we're certainly hoping our Emry lives. Just play Red and 6. Awesome. So we'll go Manufactor, loot away Daredevil, and then off the treasure token, cast a second Cookbook. Daredevil. And we have our Aether Spellbomb activation up too, so very good shape here. Good turn 3. Yeah, you can give 2 subs for the deck tech. Well, I think I'm pretty forced into bouncing my own Manufactor here. Does make me weaker to the creativity, but we also have like plenty of outs to creativity next turn. Time Sieve, Asmo, Time Sieve, Asmo. I guess really just those. Although we can also tank a hit from the Emrakul just by sacking 6 permanents. Although the 15 damage is more of a problem. Can gain like 6 life or something. Pings the Manufactor. So I don't know what like 2 damage spell they have here. Maybe like Prismari Command, 2 damage to Manufactor, shatter the Cookbook. I don't know if you can hear Esther arguing with her mom on the phone. Heard the deck tech, you posted the link in chat, I can take a look. Clue token sacked. Just second another clue token. Okay, treasure token for Thoughtseize seems fine. Very strong hand. Skelemental, Dogfish. I personally really dislike Lightning Skelemental. I find the card to be like very weak, easy to play around, underpowered a lot of the times. A card that I generally do not recommend like really like building too hard around. I know that some people disagree. I know that some people really do like this card, and it's fine to disagree. That is my evaluation of it. I also think Collective Brutality is generally pretty underpowered. Not a card that I'm that interested in main decking in Modern at the moment. Okay. So I guess we unearth our Manufactor. Probably should have played my Springleaf Drum first, actually. Although this only gets punished by top deck Lightning Bolt. Okay, I want that Time Sieve. I have 1 treasure, 1 Springleaf Drum, 1 Watery Grave, so I think I am sadly a mana away from Time Sieving here, but I can't. I think I should just shock in the Watery Grave, draw the Time Sieve next turn, or off the Bauble. I'm also going to crack a clue token. Unearth and reach recast Manufactor next turn. I think we just need the Manufactor in play first. It's just too slow. We have the Sieve. It's on top of our library. Oh no! I thought I only had 1 treasure token. Dang it! Oh no. Sorry, I don't know why I looked. Was the trigger still on the stack? It's just such a crazy off day. Oh my gosh. I hadn't activated book yet. Yeah, sorry. I don't know. Just total brain fart, and then the tilt to not crack the clue token. I counted before I discarded. Sorry, guys. It's just one of those days. All day today, been off my game. That being said, if this Time Sieve resolves, it's just kind of fine. An extra turn on the stack, card drawn. The Urza Saga. Yeah, should be in very commanding position here. No, I'm super off my game today. I've been making like just so many mistakes. It's crazy. Should I bring a Needle? Maybe we should bring a Needle. My opinion, what's the strongest creativity build? I like the Archon version, but like, I mean, it doesn't matter that much. I'm also like super biased towards that card. Played 4 Thoughtseize before any number of Inquisition in any deck in Modern, really. It's just like, there's just like Murktide, Omnath, Fury, Solitude are just 2 cards on a small list of cards that are really relevant to hit off Thoughtseize that Inquisition misses. I would be pretty interested in the 3rd copy of Den of the Bugbear here. Probably down to just 2 Headed Sugu in the sideboard. I usually like to play the same number of Headed Sugu in the sideboard as I have Croaks in the main deck, since they're usually relevant in opposite matchups, if that makes sense. So like whenever you want to cut your Croakses, that's when you want to bring in your Headed Sugus, typically. Hearse, Unlicensed Hearse is also like, so if I want to go -2 Brutalities +1 Thoughtseize, I might want to just main deck an Unlicensed Hearse. I've been kind of interested in main decking a Hearse in shells like this. I haven't actually had the time to do it, but I feel like a main deck Hearse and like rock decks in general is pretty appealing to me. Okay. I think I'm going to discard the Manufactor now and unearth it now to use my mana the most efficiently. Could kind of come back to bite me though. Draw a card off the clue. Tap Team or Triumph. But if my opponent goes for creativity, we've got the Fairy to bounce the permanents. Seems like maybe they're a little flooded. We're gonna wait a turn on the Time Sieve, I guess, and go Shredder, Clue Token, Aether Spellbomb, Connive, loot away the Daredevil, try to draw a land. Oh, this maybe get remanded? So getting remanded, there's not really much reason to play the Aether Spellbomb. They're icing the Manufacturer, looking for something to do here. It does find the Wear Tear. Fortunately for me. Still got, I guess, enough value out of the Manufactor. Another one would be pretty sick draw. I guess I'm just gonna cast Emry first, and then probably just sack a Clue token end of turn. Okay, getting disputed. Still not really anything to do besides sack the Clue token. What are rock decks? Usually rock describes black-based mid-range decks that use discard spells and cheap creature removal spells backed up by efficient creatures. But I decided to play this now, so I'm going to do it for IRL token stacks. I'm just going to get one of each token and then use dice to represent how many I have. Do I think MTGO is easy to use and learn? I would say relatively easy. I would say most of the aspects of MTGO are pretty intuitive, with maybe a few exceptions. I would say relatively easy, yeah. Although I suppose that calling something easy, because kind of inherently means it's relatively easy, right? Everything in life is so contextual. But if my opponent doesn't have anything, we win. Infinite turns. Next turn with the Urza Saga token. Break with the 9 months. Does this sub come with a playset of shredders? It should, but it came with the playset of shredders earlier into the season. Iona's kind of weird. It's also, I feel like, not very good against my deck, right? Kind of hard to mulligan this hand, so I guess I'll click the keep button. I'm going to bubble my opponent. I don't know what deck they're playing, and knowing what deck they're playing is going to be the deciding factor, of course, in playing Urza Saga on turn 1 to trigger Manufacture turn 3, or not. And seeing Fury on top of my opponent's library makes me think that they are playing Rhinos, so I'm going to try to make Urza Saga tokens this game, as in my experience that is a good way to fight the matchup. Meebo hates this one trick to always beat them. Yeah, I feel like with, I don't want to use the word rivalries. Wait, they got the Grixis Triumph? Okay. Maybe not Rhinos. But it's like, when you when you play against a friend of yours and you just keep beating them over and over again, like, it feels like that, like, confirmation bias, or that, like, attitude, oh, I always beat Meebo. Like, it's that attitude that I think we both have at this point that is really what's, like, I don't know, making it happen. I don't know if you guys ever have that with your friends, where, like, oh, I always lose to, whoever. And it's like, I think the fact that you both have that attitude makes you also win just more. Yeah, fueling the tilt. So we're playing against Domain Zoo. I don't know if I would have played the Saga turn 1 if I knew I was playing against Domain Zoo, but I think if I knew I was drawing Manufactor Time Sieve, I definitely would have played a turn 1. It's also pretty tempting to just cast a Manufactor next turn. It's really bad if it dies, but if it doesn't die, we just win. They also didn't make this a 5/5. Oh, that's a really interesting draw too. Okay, so we'll let this tick up. So I guess we just go play Urza Saga, make a construct, maybe block, maybe don't block, and then we can go float a mana, get a cookbook, play a land, play a cookbook, discard 2 cards, use the 2 treasures to play Time Sieve, sack 5 artifacts, 4 tokens, and one of these 2 permanents to take an extra turn, then play a second Manufactor and win the game. So if my opponent taps out here and doesn't have Solitude, we're going to win. Is my opponent pretty clear to cast Fury? They shuffled Fury away. They shuffled the Fury that we saw on top away. So we don't know that that's in their hand. And at least this line beats the Fury. ADD, thank you for the 9 months. I just bubbled them to try to make an informed decision on whether to play Saga turn 1 or not, because I wasn't sure what they were on. If it wasn't for you, I'd have never spent €1,000 on MTG last year. Thank you. Well, I hope you feel like the money was well spent. Alright, cast a dumb creature, baby. No. Not that lucky. Kill this, kill this, kill this. Awesome. We win, assuming there's no Solitude. I bet they're not playing Solitude too, but that is just like kind of like the one card in the format that beats me, that or I guess Force of Negation. I've got a friend that always builds decks to counter me. I build Reanimator, he builds Burn. I feel like Reanimator's favored against Burn. Right? GG, presumably. So I think we do have to be in the discard a card, sack the clue token, discard the next card mode. So we don't actually we don't get a token, but we are winning the game. Guess that doesn't really matter. Nothing matters here. Probably a bit better to sack the second clue though, discard the third cookbook. But we have infinite turns. This game is over. Once we draw a Daredevil, we get to actually start to advance our board state a little bit, and but I don't really think that there's any way to lose from here. Famous last words, perhaps. Yeah, but how do we win? Yeah, there's the Daredevil. So now we actually get to keep the cards in our hand. Now we're actually now we're just like pushing so far ahead. I'm a big fan of the "but how do you win" meme. It's been it's been very embraced, I think. Ooh, fourth cookbook. You can always yield to the Daredevil triggers. You can't always yes to them because it sees a different Daredevil each time. Can we get yeah, we can get an Asmo back. I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point. Although I guess my opponent's probably most likely to concede to that. Or we could get another Manufactor. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Asmo's going to be able to kill my opponent's Scion, so I can just attack and win the game. We're chilling. Alright, 3-turn clock. Opponent is making me click through. No. They're not. Only took like 10 extra turns. Okay, on the draw against Domain Zoo, let's bring in the Bone Shards. Probably not Prismatic Ending. Probably just the Bone Shards. Cutting the Nihil Spellbomb. Time Sieve number 3, Manufactor number 4. Click submit. The new card of Kirk Mana goes infinite. The reason Time Sieve went up in price. Yeah, how much are Time Sieves? Because I own 0 copies. And I probably need to buy some for DreamHack. Hope they're not too bad. But yeah, they go infinite with the 6 mana artifact, right? That says when you tap a land, make a treasure token. Endless Detour. Is that the card? Or is Endless Detour the that's the Aether Gust, the 3 mana Aether Gust. Yeah, three mana 1-for-1s are like very mediocre. Someone talked about playing this card alongside Terminus though, because it does let you like put a miracle on top of your library for like a 3 mana Noxious Revival, which is not very good. But the idea is that this is like, you know, a better top deck than Noxious Revival. Bootlegger Sash, yeah, that combo with Time Sieve seems pretty sick because like I imagine that both Time Sieve and Sash or Stash are like both pretty individually good on their own, and it's like so easy to tutor combos in EDH too. Well, the topic of 3 mana 1-for-1's Obscura Charm, I do think Obscura Charm is playable, but boy is it like it's like the deck building requirements of Obscura Charm for you to play like 10 3 mana Esper spells is just like not that good. How no Fulminator's been with Amulet so popular, it's hard to see that card not in the sideboard. Asmo is actually really good against Amulet, and so is the Time Sieve combo. So like while I thought that the Fulminators were going to be really important to beat the Amulet matchup, especially with the Unearths, Asmo plus Time Sieve give you like a really good cohesive game plan in that matchup, and you're not going to win every time. You're going to win less without the Fulminators, but I think this is a better way to build the deck overall. Weird draw. I guess I'm going to keep and put back second Shredder or a land. Probably the Minamo. No, they don't play Blood Moon. I'll put back the island. Goon with Twitch Prime, appreciate you. Is it baseline thought of playing Esper, pretending you always have a free treasure turn 2 playing? Yeah, I'm not a real Esper player. I can't just relax and play Rafine in my deck. Although Obscura Charm does get Time Sieve back, huh? So if I draw a Bauble next turn, I might go like, or I guess like any like 1 mana artifact, I go Shredder, Connive, loot away the Daredevil. These decks sometimes play, there's 1 mana artifact. These decks sometimes play like Shardless Agent and Bloodbraid Elf, which both also let me connive with Shredder. Okay, Helix. It's fine, I guess. Shredder with Ovalchase Daredevil just feels like cheating. It's so good. Then Force of Vigor pitching Omnath. Not the best for us, but you know, get to connive again. 3/5 Shredder. Does die to, yeah, does die to Tribal Flames. Alright, well, let's cast the Emry. Hopefully my opponent's out of interaction. They only have 3 cards in their hand, but they did miss their land drop last turn. We also have Minamo Emry to untap our Emry here. That's bad. I don't have any lands in the deck that cast the Gigantha, otherwise this would be a Gigantha spot. I think I'm still putting it in my hand. Holding this for Shredders may be more relevant. Alacrin, for the 7 months. Appreciate you. I didn't side in any white cards. I guess I'll just get the Watery Grave. Yeah, you can still take infinite turns. The Rest in Peace is going to shut off, you know, obviously, Cookbook and, sorry, Cookbook, Daredevil, and Emry, but a game beyond that. Although we can't kill the General Rockerick. It's time, I guess. It seems one islet and Murktide has become standard, even as Bird has risen a bit. Would I still build without? It's not that one fiery islet and Murktide has become standard. It has been standard in Murktide forever. Like it's kind of come down from 2 to 1, but as somebody who like always likes to play 4 Archmage's Charm and Murktide, I basically never like the islet when you play 4 Archmage's Charm. If your curve is a little bit lower and you aren't playing the charms, which I don't think is correct, but if you're not playing the charms, then it is fine to omit. Okay, that was the best hit for us, I guess. It is fine to not play, or to play the islet if you're not playing 4 charms. But I think you should play 4 charms. Okay, so now if we can find a Manufactor, we're really not doing too bad. I think I'll try to trade Daredevil for Golem token here. Do we have any outs? Yeah, we have outs. If we draw a Manufactor with this Time Sieve, like we are going to be taking infinite turns soon, maybe not immediately. Yeah, these are what games are like when you play these kinds of archetype and you get Force of Vigor, Rest in Peace. Also, just drawing Springleaf Drum to cast Giganta would not be too bad, or like Manufactor cast Giganta. Low-key would be pretty good. Sign of Draco, Rockerick, Nombo. They also should have played this first. Just discard here. And now, yeah, now we just draw. We're 1 Academy Manufactor away from infinite turns. Gonna hold this to discard. We're at 18 life. We have a block on the Rockerick. We're doing all right. How would it be infinite? Yes, we're gonna play Manufactor, discard our Flooded Strand. Use the 2 extra mana to sack a clue token. Discard that card, and we'll have 5 tokens to sacrifice to our Time Sieve, and we can do that turn after turn after turn. That's in for infinite turns. I will concede to Hidetsugu Consumes All, and try to figure out what we're doing for game 3. I feel like some number of Prismatic Ending or Teferis is going to be nice for game 3 for Rest in Peace. Teferi is not the best answer to Rest in Peace, but it is also good against their Cascade effects and maybe a bit better against their Force of Vigors. So maybe I'll bring in 2 Teferis, cut the Shadowspear. Shadowspear is okay. He also bounces Rockerick. Good point. Maybe I'll just don't play these Bone Shards, or get up to 2 Bone Shards, 1 Bone Shard. Yeah, fuck these Bone Shards. I'll play the 4th Manufactor too, because of the Rest in Peace. Cut an Emry. Yeah, maybe cutting an Emry makes sense because of the Rest in Pieces. It's probably a bit better. I just don't feel like these Bone Shards are that relevant. On the play, a bit better on the draw. Okay. How do you feel about this hand? It's pretty powerful. It really needs to, like, top deck a land. We do have the Springleaf Drum. Why aren't you bothering to play 1 Triumph with a Rat or Steamens or plug it for Giganta? I was playing a Steamens for Giganta, and the fact that it wasn't a dual land kept bothering me. Triumph is also intertapped, you know. Let's try this. Yeah, Triumph's actually intertapped. It's a horrible, horrible truth. And it's just like, I know that you can cast Giganta like 1 out of 100 games. Like, it was like immediately relevant that the Steamens wasn't a dual land though. I just think like it was relevant enough that I was interested in building the deck this way instead. We get the white source for Teferi. See if we find a Daredevil. We do find a Daredevil. That is huge news. And then discard here. Get back Daredevil. Play Asmo. What a good turn two. We obviously ripping, not only ripping the land off the top, but finding Ovalchase Daredevil is just such a big game here. Could maybe discard a Manufactor because we have Emry, but that kind of counts on Emry living, which is not usually that common. Queek, thank you for the 4 months. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's Giganta is mostly here just to discard. You also have treasure tokens and the Springleaf Drum, but it's mostly just here to put in your hand and discard it. So if I discard something immediately, I obviously get to, like, I ideally play this cookbook. Is my opponent going to Helix the Manufactor in response? Maybe they are. But then I can maybe just Emry it next turn. Dang it. That's true. Not discarding Manufactor definitely plays better against Rip. They do have the Helix, so hoping the Emry untaps for next turn. Although just the Asmo in play is going to be like pretty tough for them to beat. Maybe we're supposed to tap Emry too, Springleaf Drum too. Fuck. Well, that's really bad. Engage hard mode. Oh, engage easy mode. Okay, maybe not quite easy mode. What's the need for Minamo? It untaps Emry, letting you activate Emry twice. It doesn't come up that often, but when it comes up, it's often game winning. And obviously it doesn't cost you that much to play either. You can also untap Asmo, give Asmo Vigilance, you know. Untap Giganta for extra mana. Yeah, HCA would definitely be a disaster again. Seems they don't have it. Kind of surprised they're playing Scion into the Asmo. I guess this would imply that they don't have a removal spell for Asmo. So let me just go attack here. Or kill the Scion, attack for 4. All those Treble Flame decks look surprisingly explosive. I don't know that I agree. I just feel like a lot of times they just play a bunch of Triumphs tapped and a lot of 2-mana removal spells. They didn't Helix Asmo? Are you kidding me? Maybe I should discard another Asmo here, but like, in what world do you not Helix the Asmo before like letting your bird die there? I'm just keeping backup Asmo, killing the Omnath. I guess I'll play this, so if I draw a Manufactor, we win the game, huh? Also a 2-turn clock. Yeah, I don't think these decks are, terrible, but I feel like explosive is maybe not the word I'd use. Just like each individual spell is really powerful, though. Can maybe just actually go. I might aggro, take an extra turn. I do have a backup Asmo. Rockerick is pretty good against. Discard. You could sack one thing and kill them. Sack one thing, kill them. Yeah, I know that Asmo's multicolored. Yeah, the extra turn doesn't kill them. I think I should just kill this. And then hold the other cookbook, because I might just want to discard it to kill another blocker here. Although I could have played the cookbook to be better against like HEA because I could take an extra turn in response. That's maybe better. Yeah, just being able to like take an extra turn and be good against like a top deck Hitotsugu consumes all makes sense. Although this line does work better against Omnath probably. 2 cards in hand. Alright, just gonna close my eyes. Kill this, attack for 4. Emry, how much damage has this Emry dealt? It's probably dealt like 4 or 5 damage. No, fuck. I think they probably drew that one this turn, huh? Oh, here she comes. Watch out, opponent. It's Emry, Lurker of the Loch. Alright, gonna put them down to 5. I'm trying to like imagine like what scenario what scenario from here like results in us winning this game. It's probably not drawing like 3 lands in a row. That's probably not it. Yeah, Ovalchase Daredevil is the best draw step. Yeah, I mean, if my opponent floods out super bad and I draw Ovalchase Daredevil, like this game is not, you know, completely over, right? I do agree that drawing all these lands in a row is like definitely not feeling like the formula for success. Yeah, it's a very bouncing. Hitotsugu is fine too, but maybe not ideal. Alright, we're definitely drawing Urza Saga. We are definitely drawing Urza Saga this turn. There's 0% check. Okay, well, we drew something else. Manufactor means if I draw a cookbook, that's an an extra turn. Sorry, extra turn next turn. If only Emry had dealt 1 more damage, we could maybe hold them hostage with my 2 power. The Force of Vigor? No! No. Hey, rest in peace. Please? Okay. Alright. I yield. Alright, sideboard cards. We'll get you next time. Alright, I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to work on the mono black transformative sideboard plan. I'm going to work on the Impure Recruiter Ice Fang deck and not get it done. I might work on the Wilderness Reclamation Riveteer's Charm deck. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If Meebo's still alive, I'll probably raid Meebo because we just